this strange world, hoping I could learn a bit about how to kill and take. I'm a new soul, I can...
Hey guys, it's Ruda, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video than last time. A Morgana build video, but mid lane this time. I'm definitely going to be adding timestamps because a lot of people said that the last video was a little bit long, so I'm going to be putting timestamps in the description so you can see when I'm doing every single thing that I'm going to be talking about. So I'm going to be first going over an itemization page. It's going to have different types of builds, and you actually can have the itemization page. I'm going to show you how to get it for yourself with just a couple clicks, and it'll be definitely super easy. You want to check that out. It's going to be later in the video. And then I'm going to finish off with the rune page. It's going to be different than last time, obviously, because last time was a support rune page. Now this time it's going to be a mid lane rune page, and I'm going to show you two different types. So we're going to get right into the video. So this is an itemization page. As you can see, it has all your different item sets. I don't typically use the item sets because every game adapts, but definitely you can use the item sets as much as you want because, you know, why not? It helps you throughout the game if you don't want to be searching for different items and you already know which items you want to do. One time I created an item page and it was for, I think, a Fiora on Twisted Tree line, and it was just every single possible item that I could have. So it was definitely important because I didn't want to be scrolling through. I just wanted to see everything that I could do. You put stuff that you can build, and then what it builds into at the bottom if you just want to click on that and see what you can get otherwise. So that was definitely a way to go. And, you know, it wasn't actually that bad. It worked out. I definitely didn't keep it because, you know, it was just kind of inconvenient, and it's always started on it, so, you know, whatever you want to do. Anyways, I'll get into this so it's not that long. So this is the actual Morgana item set. So first I'm going to be talking to you about three different starts. So there's the safe start, the normal start that people go with, which is the Doran's Ring, the 2 pots, and the totem. So really, that's the start that most people go. That's the start that you'll probably go when you want to start her off in the mid lane. Now, if you're definitely going to win lane, not even if you think you're going to win, if you are definitely going to win the mid lane, get Dark Seal, get the 3 pots, get the totem. That is your start. If you're going to demolish that mid lane, if you look them up before and you see that they are really bad, if they've never won with the champion kind of thing, if you are going to win, if you just have a better lane in general, get the Dark Seal start. It's going to give you so much advantage later in the game. Just trust me, get it. Now, Corrupting Pot is something that I'm like, it's definitely different, but it's definitely a start that you can go for. I've done it a couple times. I can definitely say it's good. The burn is really helpful. It definitely pairs well with your W, so if you're trying to chase them, they're getting away with like 1 health, and your W goes off, you can hit your W, but then the burn effect from this might kill them if you can't get the W off for more than 1, you know, stack kind of thing. So it's definitely good, and it does give you sustain. So I said if you need sustain in lane, starting items. But definitely if you do need the sustain in lane, it's really good. Kind of like if you're going into a Galio and he will probably take the Corrupting Pot, then yeah, go for it. Again, it depends on your game style itself. So items you need to get by the end of the game, that you need to get. So Void Staff, the magic penetration at the end of the game, it is absolutely necessary. Most of the time it doesn't even matter if there's tanks on the enemy team or if they've built magic resist. Their base magic resist will get demolished by this, and you'll be able to just do basically true damage if they haven't built anything. But it's definitely really good, and most of the time there's tanks, and the tanks are going to demolish you if you do not get this. So definitely Void Staff, 100% important. The next is Zhonya's. Everyone knows that Zhonya's on Morgana is like 100%. If you don't get it, I don't know what you're doing in the game. Definitely Control Ward, definitely Oracle Alteration. It's good. See, this is what I'm telling you. Someone once told me, well, Vision wins game. Well, yeah, placing a ward stalls the game. Destroying wards wins the game. So that's why I went with the Oracle alteration. It's good, and normally your jungler might get it. Your support will most likely should get it. I don't you can pray you have a good support, but they're gonna get it. And the control ward, by control wards, the vision will win the game. I'm telling you. And you know, you can go any other oracle, but you know, mostly destroying that vision, getting the baseline vision is going to be really good. I can do another video on vision if you want later on. Say it in the comments. So now boots is an important part, because really boots is, there's unlimited possibility. You can go with any single boot, but I stuck with 3 over here. So there's Moby boots, Lucidity boots, and Sorceress boots. So again, up to you. It's purely based on your preference. Well, not purely based. There's different things. If you want more magic pen, go for the Sorceress. If you want to be able to move around super fast, you need to get places. You're going to be roaming constantly in the game. Mobility boots, definitely good. Lucidity, you want extra cooldown. It's just, it really depends on your play style, how you're going to be playing the game. So that purely depends on you. I wouldn't recommend really getting any other boots than these. They're typically the ones that people get, but if you want to get something else, that's typically up to you. Now, the full builds, I didn't add boots in these because again, it depends on what you're trying to go for in the game. But there's a healthy / sustain build. That's what I called this one. So you're gonna start off maybe with the Rod of Ages. Now, when I say start off, I'm starting off the item set, talking to you about it. In the game, you can start off with whatever items you want. It's really up to you. Sometimes I like actually starting the Rod of Ages. It's good for, you know, sustain, but most of the time you go back, if you go back and you have like less than 1,000, then, you know, you start off with different things. Then if you have more than 1,000, if you have 2,000 when you go back, it all depends on what you have, what you can get. You want to maximize what you bring back to the lane. So Rod of Ages, and then obviously having the Zonias, the Proto Belts, the Relies, and then the Void Staff. It's a very healthy build. Proto Belt helps you get into the fight if you don't have flash up. The Relies helps you make them stay in the fight. You know, it's just really good, and you have a lot of health with this. So it's definitely good, and you can mix match. You can add different things. So the next one is the burn build with health items. So it's a healthy burn build, you know what I mean? But it's really just based on your W. It's based on stunning them and then getting them in the W and getting every single stack of the W off. That's really the point of this build, because it is going to burn like hell if you pair this with Scorch, and it's really good. It's really good, just trust me. I've done it so many times, and again, it depends who you're against. Do you want to just throw your Q and it wipe them off the face of the earth, or are they going to take a little bit to break down, and the burning will just burn their health down slowly, and you'll be able to get it after a while? It really depends on who you're against. Now, this next one is just a basic build. It is the basic build. Just any build that you can go for. It is the Morellos, Rallies, Zonias, Void Staff, and Rabadon. So it's basic. You'll get really good stats from it. I would recommend it. It is really good if you don't want to just go for one thing. It's kind of a mix of everything. It gives you tons of cooldown. It gives you health. It gives you everything. So it's definitely good. Now the next one is a supportive mid build. Now this one is definitely different. I wouldn't really recommend it, but if you want to try, if you want to do something crazy in a game, I've done it before, and I have crushed my opponents. I have crushed my laners. So, you know, you have the Redemption, the Ardent Sensor, typical support ones. You always have to have the Zonias, the Void Staff, like I've previously said, and you know, Athenes. Just add that on at the end. It gives you some nice damage, so it's definitely really good. But you can also pair it with any other items. It's really up to you, like I said. Now there's a lot of other possible items that I really just have not mentioned. yet, but they're so good still, and it just depends on the build you're going for. Like I said, the basic build is just a build. I could have put any of these items in the build and it really doesn't matter. So obviously against like if you're against a Zed mid laner, you're gonna have the Zonias, right? It gives you the armor early, and plus it gives you the ability to not get hit by his ult and die very quickly. So you know, that's where you go into these last two items, where you can possibly start a Banshee's Veil if you're against an AP mid laner. Or you can go into the Abyssal Mask. Now, the Abyssal Mask is really good because it also pairs well with sustain. It helps you sustain very well. Basically, they deal damage to you, it makes you gain mana, and when you spend the mana, you gain health back. Now, obviously, you don't just magically get your entire health bar back. That's not how it works. There is a max that you can gain, but you know, it's really good. And also the aura effect at the bottom, if you have read it by now, nearby enemy champions take 10% more magic damage. 10% more magic damage, you are going to be crushing them. Now, this is a different item that, you know, it's okay. It's not my number one choice, nor is it my number two choice, but it is a choice that I just wanted to mention because it's kind of like an honorable mention, you know? It's good, but would I recommend it on Morgana? Not as much. But again, it depends so much on who you're against. Are you going to be the one that goes in? Are you going to get Proto Belt? Are you going to Proto Belt flash into their team? Is that going to be your playstyle? Or are you going to sit back, maybe get the Hextech GLP and kind of just shoot your bolts, kind of just land the stuns, maybe get your ult off a little bit, but not on all 5 people, just on maybe 2 people or something. It really depends on your play style and who you go for. This is definitely not my play style. I don't really build it, but I've seen so many people build it and it definitely works. Now Luden's, again, just an obvious choice. I get it a lot. Just because it wasn't in one of these builds doesn't mean it's not good. And just because I haven't mentioned even in the other possible items, there's so many items that you can get. Maybe you want to go in AD Morgana, maybe you want to choose something else, I don't know, but you know, it's something good. Now our last one is definitely the Elixirs. Now this is purely based on the late game, what you need. So let's say you're going into a team fight and you know, you just keep dying way too quickly. Get the Elixir of Iron. It gives you the health, the tenacity. It's really good. And it pairs well with your E so that you can spell shield and get the tenacity. So it's definitely really good. The Elixir of Sorcery, if you want to just do more damage, it's purely based on that. If you're going to flash in, you're like, I don't care how fast I die. I'm basically just going in and dying. But I'm going to do the most damage before I die. That's your mindset, and it goes well because you have Zonias, you have your E, you have different opportunities to actually live. So you don't need the Elixir of Iron technically because you have so many different options to sustain in the fight so that your team can have a chance. You deal so much damage and your team can have a chance to, you know, wipe them off before you are out of your Zonias even. So it really depends on your team. So that's it. Now, I'm going to show you how you can get this item. So, what you go here, you just go into here. You won't have this, okay? You just click import item sets, and then you paste the copied set. So, I have already pre-copied it, and it will be there. So, you just go and you copy it, and it'll bring you right into it. I just pressed Control V. It went right into it, and obviously here it says 1, but for you it won't say 1 because, you know, you don't already have one. That's called Morgana mid lane item set. That's basically how you do it. I'm gonna delete that. Don't want to have that. Anyways, so that's basically the item set. Now spells, I can go into that all day. I can have a 90-minute video. Oh, that was so loud. Oh my god, headphones users beware. But basically, I can go into such a long video on summoner spells and every single scenario in the game where you take different ones. I am not looking forward to that, and nor will I probably do it. So we're just going to go right into creating the rune page. So, what you want to do is we're going to go into sorcery today, kind of like last time, but it's going to be a little bit different. So we're going to start off with the Arcane Comet this time, and then we're going to go into, honey, we'll see. So Arcane Comet first, and then we're going to go Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, Scorch, Secondary Inspiration with the Perfect Timing, and the Cosmic Insight. Now this is your first rune page. This is your basic rune page that you can go any time of the day, and you know, it's good. It's really, really good for you. Now I'm going to show you a different one. Now this one is going to be more of a sustain late game build. So this is based on the late game. There you go, just changing those two things. Now it's based on a late game one, where you get the Gathering Storm and the Ultimate Hat for ultimate cooldowns in the late game. Now the Gathering Storm will give you so much AP. If it gets over 60 minutes, you get like 168 AP. That is insane AP for late game. So definitely keep that in mind, depending on what you want to go for in the late game, because that gives you more AP than a Rabadon's. Now technically not with the passive will give you a lot more, but you know, you see it's definitely good, so keep that in mind. And that is pretty much it for the video. If you want, please smash the like button, subscribe. No, it takes a little bit to make these videos. I've been trying to make this video for a very long time. Then I got super sick and I was like dying in bed, so you know, I definitely wanted to just move on a little bit, and I got through it. I'm still a little bit sick, but you know, I'm definitely able to make videos, and there will be a lot more videos coming. I think my next video might be a Season 8 Who to Play video. You know, we're gonna see, but definitely comment below what videos you want to see, and if this video was too long, too short, I'm sorry, this is probably a really long video still, but I definitely did cover a lot more than last time. So thank you so much for watching, and it was Ruda. Bye.